Hi everyone, welcome to my studio and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to show you how I'm painting a wolf with a pup. Painting will be done on 16 by 12 and a Fabriano paper cold press fine grain. We'll be using watercolors, gouache, inks. There'll be a lot of paint lifting, and I hope you enjoy this presentation and see you in a painting board. Okay, here's the painting I was talking about, and I'll show you how it was done. This is Fabriano paper I'll be using for this presentation, and finishing the sketching the wolf mother and a little cup, and in a minute I'll be doing the first wash. I'll be using earth tone colors today: yellow, ochre, raw amber, burnt sienna, burnt amber, Indian red, lamb black. That's almost finished. First wash, kind of a little bit wet. You can see it, the paper wrinkled a little bit. And I will do the same thing with a mama wolf and a cup. We'll do the first wash, and then we'll see what happens after that. I wouldn't call this second wash. It's just the way I paint. I paint from light to dark, and you can do different ways, but this is how I'm painting. And so let's, for this presentation, call this second wash. But I'm using right now a brush which mainly designed for the oil paintings and acrylics, but this type of brush, bristle brush, allow me to do the dry brushing, which is not as much water but more paint and almost like a dry paint. They create a lot of like a cloudy effect, or cauliflower edges also. But what I do later, I will be just lifting up and smoothing the edges. This is I guess the way I'm working. If there'll be like different type of landscape when I want like an area perspective, then I will be doing different type of wash. This one is right now, as you see it's just kind of like a clunky, but this is the background, which later on I will smooth and doing the paint lifting all those things will kind of disappear, almost you can say blended together. So this is just at this moment I'm finishing let's call it second wash, but putting paint on and decided what color we're gonna be using on these areas. On this close-up you can see the first wash almost disappear, but it's still very light, and watercolor works mysterious ways. You have to remember the first when you put a paint is darker, but when it dries is very light. But this is just what I'm doing right now is just doing a little indentation where they're gonna be little darker shadows and a little kind of like a pointillism in a little here touching, not going like most watercolorists are doing. But this is the way I'm working, and hopefully that you will see it. It will work for you if you will try go the same path as I do. So I'm working in these little areas. It's like a second wash mixed with a dry brushing. I'm putting a little bit darker areas, so I'll remember that I need to come back. And this is instead calling second wash, this is like dry brushing, putting layers of layers, sort of like a glazing in the oil painting. But remind you, I'm using watercolors at that moment, so I'm doing from this time from the darker and to light. So in other words, that area when it's more shaded. And again, this is earth colors, and you see the blue, but it's water with lamb black, and they give you this grayish, bluish tone. and we'll finish first layer of the on the mother and the pup. In this moment, everything looks like not organized, but later on you will see it. I will combine them together and kind of joint and blend it actually. As you see in this close-up, I put too much paint and too much water, I guess, in the paint. But when it dry, will have a little dark color, and I don't want to come back. So that's the main reason why I did it. Looks like accidental, but as you see, it's just drying, and I want to leave this dark areas. And if it will be too dark, what I do is I'm gonna lift the paint. But right now it looks okay. And this will be burnt umber with yellow ochre mixture on the pup face, and little touch-ups here and there. You see the brush almost doesn't have a water at all. This is just dry brushing, what we call this in the watercolor techniques. And with that will be always we call glazings, but I'll continue playing with a pup, and right now looks like a little not organized, almost like a childish, but that's the way I'm working. Some people will just combine the colors when they're wet. I like to do the dry brush and kind of mix them that way. And right now on the background, I can see it. I want to make an indentation as a separation from the foreground and the background. I will be doing this back and forth and till I receive results when I'm desire. And I'll come back to the mothers working on her legs and the paws. And okay, so first layer or second layer, whatever we agree, are done. Now I'll be doing paint lifting, which that will be more a lot on the background, but I will make a distinction. What I do, the way I'm doing is I'm using bristle brushes, dipped them in the water and back and forth with a paper towel and cleaning and back and forth, wetting the surface, lifting the paint the way I want it, and make a surface a little wetty, but constantly using paper towel, and or clean the brush or clean the surface. So as you see it in the background, it's coming together, even though in the first look they will look like, unfinished with cauliflower edges and all the, the little holes and cloudy effects. I'm going to put a little glazing with a little ochre and got a little color in the background. So now those little dots, and that looks like there's little leaves in the background, and start combining with a foreground, and give you the impression the wolf is standing on a little cliff, staring what's going on up there. In this close-up, you will see that I will be defining the wolf, and I want to make a separate from the background, and by doing this liner work, and I add a little bit color blue to the lamp black and mix it with a little bit water, so I have this little grayish, bluish effects of the wolf. When the light will hit the face of the mother, that will give you this little impression of like she's blue. And this moment I decided that I need a more aggressive approach to light. Mix a little bit gouache and white, and then the gouache will be mixed with a little bit cobalt blue, lamp black, and but mainly white gouache. And the reason why I'm using this is gouache is opaque and watercolor is more transparent. And then when I go over the watercolor, it will just work like in the oils. I can go over the watercolors. The question is always, should I use it or should we use it? Well, I look at it this way. This is both watercolors. One is transparent and one is opaque, so why not mix them together? Some artists using only watercolors and they play that way. And for me, it's what a subject what I'm doing. So whatever that's necessary, that's what I'm using for that moment. I'll be doing those little lights with a gouache and darkness or shades and kind of blend them together and try tie the whole painting together because there's still holes in how we call it, so I want to just blend the sides. Some people blend them by wet and wet. I'm doing dry with lifting and paint and kind of mixing and softening the edges that way. As you see it, this is painting done. All it is just sign it. But in last moment, I decided to put a little bit ink in it to give you a little bit more dramatic. Here is my favorite amber ink, burn amber, and now using a little dipping ink. It's waterproof, and there will be not much inking. I just want to just fix a little fur or coat of the wolf and a pup and a little bit grassy areas. Then we give it texture and a little bit drama to the whole painting, make it more interesting for the viewers to look at that. So I can see it's a dipping pen. I just randomly put in the lines. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.